As we heard in the first session, sometimes you get in that place, or you know somebody who's in that place where they feel like they're isolated from the possible solutions that could happen. They feel isolated from God and His people. In fact, they believe that they expect little or nothing to change. And the one thing they realize is you can't change the facts. And so all they are hoping for is something extraordinary, something out of the realm of the possible to happen to lift them out of their terrible situation. But as we hear in the story of the 10 lepers in Luke 17, it's the same thing that happens in our life today. Yes, God can work in the extraordinary because He's God. He is extraordinary. But more times than not, God works and acts in and through the ordinary. The ordinary means, the ordinary people, the ordinary situations of life. And amid the ordinary, that's where God causes something to be changed. And it's more than just the healing. And it's more than just removing the trouble that we are in the midst of. And it's more than settling out the situation. Oh, indeed, God does that. And that becomes part of what changes. And that becomes part of what we experience, that we do receive the benefits of what God can do in our life. But we also see that we get restored to the community, that we don't feel like we're isolated any longer, or we don't even isolate ourselves, thinking that we're less than everyone else. That because God works in our lives, He puts people in our lives, He restores us back to this community that surrounds us in the midst of problems and helps us to realize how we can work through that problem. But as we receive the benefits and we are restored to the community, we begin to recognize the blessing that is ours. The problem may never be taken away, but things might change enough that we can work through the problem. And that's what happened to 9 of the 10 lepers. They received the benefits, they were restored to the community, and they recognized the blessing because they could see that their skin had been changed. But there was one. There was a fourth thing that happened. And this is truly where more than just healing occurs. Because in the midst of that one leper, he received the benefits. He was restored to the community. He recognized the blessing, but he then realized Jesus. And as all 10 were healed, that one, it happened to sink in a little deeper. And that's where the life changed for him. Life changed its course, and it changed his direction. And so as we deal and handle and struggle with those things of life, and as we ask Jesus to come in and help us to get through those situations in life, He will surround us with the ordinary means, the ordinary people, and the ordinary manner in which they can be resolved. But we realize that what makes all the difference is that in the midst, we realize Jesus. Now that's take 2.